Is it really this easy to make mayonnaise? What? Hi folks, welcome to Little Farm Big Dreams. My name is Denise. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to be doing something about the enormous amount of eggs that we have. It is summertime and chickens, the pets who poop breakfast, have been clearly providing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and Darren and I, being alone this summer, are not keeping up. Isn't this cloth so cute? It's a dishcloth. Chickens, the pets that poop breakfast. Love it. Thank you, Kathy. So what are we going to do with all of these eggs? Well, I'm going to try preserving some in the freezer. I am going to hard boil some to have as quick grab protein snacks in the fridge. I am going to make mayonnaise, homemade mayonnaise, and I'm also going to prepare some, wash some up, and give them to some of our neighbors and our friends. All right, let's get washing all of these eggs. Okay. I'm going to tie my hair up because inevitably my hands are going to get wet and mucky and my hair is going to get in my face and I'm in the kitchen. Better. How does this look? How does that look? Hey, my first farming injury. I don't even know how I got it. I'm so proud of it. Okay, let me go check my hair because if it's terrible, I don't want to subject you to that for an entire video. Oh yeah, that'll do. All right, good enough. Not a beauty pageant. All right, my nice chicken-themed cloth. And we now will wash the eggs. I use warm water, not hot, because you don't want to shock the temperature of the eggs. And these eggs have been sitting out at room temperature since they were collected at the coop. And the reason you can do that with fresh eggs, if you didn't already know, oops, it would help if I open this. Oh wait, is it brand new? It might be brand new. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, it's a new one. Now let me make sure my compost bin has space in case I need to throw some of these eggs out, because it's possible that we'll find some that are cracked. Okay, now we wash the eggs. Where was I? Yes, I was talking about why you're able to leave eggs, fresh eggs, sitting out on your countertops. And it's because chickens, when they lay the egg, their bodies put a coating on the egg as it is dispensed called the bloom. And it's this protective coating that keeps bacteria and oxygen and air from getting into the egg. And therefore it can sit until you consume them on your countertops. But the minute you wash an egg and that bloom has been removed, that's when you have to put them in the fridge, because then it's like the egg becomes kind of porous and can let bad stuff in. And that wouldn't be so bad, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that eggs are laid in, you know, what would be naturally a kind of a dirty area in the coop, right? The chickens sleep in there all night, there's poop everywhere. So yeah, you'll want to wash them. And even when we leave them out on the counter, sorry, I didn't put enough soap here to last me a while. Even if you leave them out on the counter, we always wash our eggs before we crack them open because we don't want anything from the surface getting into the food. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. Last one. Feel like I've been standing here for a whole day. One little last kind of wash of my cloth. And I just used a very gentle dish soap to wash these. All right. Oh boy. So in all, I had to throw out 4 eggs that were cracked. This is a great opportunity when I'm washing the eggs to also go through and see if any of them look suspicious. Admittedly, I could have missed some, but overall, I think we're doing okay. Let's count them. I would count like 9, 18, whatever, but they're all different numbers for the most part in each row, because you have some of the eggs that are like, oh, let me find one, teeny tiny. And then you have some that are a lot bigger. Let me see a big one here. A lot bigger. So I couldn't put exactly the same number in each row. So 87 plus 4, 91 eggs. Okay, we were away a couple of times. We haven't been eating as many eggs as we could. Oh my word, how many days is that? 87 good ones, 4 duds. My goodness, how many days worth of eggs? Like if you divide that by 5.
6.
No, 6 fois 5, 30.
No, you divide it by 6.
Well, they don't lay every day. They do mostly lay every day.
Right now, it's mostly every day.
You're right. It's summertime, so it's mostly every day. So divide it by 6. I don't do math either. Hey Siri, what's 91 divided by 6?
91 divided by 6 is approximately 15.1666.
So it's been 16 days, so we're over 2 weeks worth of eggs. But thank you, Siri. Rest assured that these are still fresh and delicious, because when you buy eggs in the grocery store, they usually last about a month or so when you look at the expiry date or the best before date. It's about 30 days on average. But they weren't just taken fresh out of the coop. So they could have been, at the factory or at the farm for a number of weeks before they were, collected, washed, packaged, waiting to be picked up, put on trucks, driven to distribution center, then picked up by other trucks and distributed to grocery stores, sitting in the warehouse, getting put on the shelf. So when you think about that whole process, even if these are over 2 weeks old, they're still fresher than probably just about any store-bought egg. I don't want to speak in absolutes because I'm no expert, but you know what I mean. Let's first start by getting some eggs into my pot and boiling them up to make some hard-boiled eggs. That's a dozen. I'm going to put 4 more so that there are 16 in there. I'm trying to get big ones because I'm hoping to make some deviled eggs. Okay. I am going to set that to boil. Next. Let's make our mayonnaise so that we can stick it in the fridge for when the hard-boiled eggs are done. And that way it'll be nice and cold. All right. I'll grab my ingredients. Mayonnaise. Let me make some more. Maybe I should put everything in a big bowl. Maybe that's what I'll do. Once they're nice and dry, I'll be able to put them in their little egg cartons to give to neighbors and friends. I've got all of my ingredients ready to make homemade mayonnaise for the very first time. I'm going to be following Jess's recipe from the Farmer's Table. This is the same Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm, if you follow that channel as well. She has another channel called the Farmer's Table where she shares recipes. And that's where I got this one. I will link her video down in the description of this video so you can go follow how the experts do it. Okay, first we start with, oh my goodness, I'm so afraid to make a mistake. Okay. Actually, I have enough eggs. I can make mistakes and do it as many times as I like. 91 eggs. Oh my gosh. All right, so you start with 3/4 cups of oil. Now, if you use extra virgin olive oil, you'll have a bitter taste, supposedly. It's going to affect the flavor. You want a more neutral oil. I'm using avocado oil because that's the most neutral oil that I have. And it's also the oil that Jess uses in her recipe. Then we add a pinch of salt, and she said a generous pinch. I did a pinch and a half. Hope that's okay. So that's 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard. you put a tablespoon of lemon juice, or if you're using fresh lemons, that would be the juice of half a lemon. Tablespoon. And then you crack an egg. Was I supposed to put the egg in first? I don't think so. We shall see. But before I throw the egg in there, I like to crack it in a separate dish to make sure that it's still good and won't ruin my recipe. So I'm going to use this one. And I give it the old sniff test. Smells absolutely perfect, which means it smells like nothing. That's what you want. If you crack open a bad egg, you will know very quickly. There's no guessing. And now, the trick is you go right to the bottom and start blending that egg with pulses. And when it starts to come together a little bit, you can now incorporate the oil, so you can lift up a little bit. The oil is starting to incorporate. Can it really be this simple? Oh, that was loud. Oh my gosh, it's so thick. And then you do this for about 20 seconds. Oh my gosh. Is it really this easy to make mayonnaise? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to taste this. Ooh, eggs are ready. You know what? I made a mistake. This is olive oil, which is why it smells so strong. And I taste the olive oil. The texture is nice, but it does have a bit of bitterness. Guys, we're doing it again with avocado oil. First, I'll take the eggs off though and make them cool down. Cool down. It's getting late in the day. All right, we're gonna do 2 batches of mayonnaise. Rinsing those off with some cold water. So yeah, I grabbed the wrong bottle. This is our olive oil. This is our avocado oil. I mean, let's try this again. Take 2. 3/4 cups of oil. Avocado oil. Tablespoon of lemon juice. 1/2 teaspoon dry mustard. Pinch of salt. And a nice large egg. Maybe this one. Throw that in there. Start at the bottom to get the egg. Pulsing. You can now incorporate the oil. Then you go for about 20 seconds. Look at that. 2 batches of mayonnaise in the blink of an eye. Oh my gosh. People have said to me that it's easy to make your own mayo. I never thought it was this easy. Let's give it a little taste test. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's lost all of that bitter and strong oil flavor. That's lovely. Do you mind unplugging me, Darren? Please? Thanks, hon. Clear? Okay. Look at this lovely, lovely texture. Nice and thick. I'm so excited about this. I am one of those people who's a little bit paranoid about raw eggs, but I mean, the eggs in the mayonnaise I buy at the store are raw, so at least I know where these came from. Okay, I had a lid here. I'm gonna stick that in the fridge and get it nice and cold for when we make our deviled eggs. Next, we are going to freeze some eggs. I've seen this done. I tried it once and I used my regular muffin tin. And when I took the eggs out of the freezer, they were glued to the tin. So I went out and splurged on a silicone mold because you can just pop the eggs out and they won't stick quite as much, right? So I'm going to do the sniff test. And I was going to use this little bowl here because it's so stinking cute. Abby made this. It's a little piggy. She made this in March of 2020, made by Abby. But you know what? I'm going to use this one here because I feel like I control the pour a little bit more easily. Go to sleep, little piggy. That's fine. A-okay. I'm going to whisk it up because when it defrosts, the yolk and the white tend to separate and the white gets a little liquidy. So I'm just going to give it a quick little mixity mix. Pour it in. Now, for those of you who might be concerned that when I crack an egg open that I might find a baby chick or something happening in there, you don't need to worry because we don't have a rooster here. And you would need a rooster to fertilize these eggs. So none of these eggs have been fertilized. The chickens would be laying them whether there was a rooster here or not because it's just part of their natural cycle. It's just part of their life as a chicken. Just gonna do a little bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop is a technical term. Should I do one more? I think I should. I will. That's it. This is going to go into our freezer and I'll pop them out and put them in a Ziploc bag and stick them back in the freezer until I need them for cooking. Boy, my kitchen needs a cleanup. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup, put these in the freezer, and I'll be right back. A little bit of stickage. Now, some of you may have other tricks where you put a pinhole in the egg before you cook it, or you do them in your pressure cooker, and it turns out okay. Because I've been lucky so far, I've never had to do any of those things, but now I'm starting to reconsider. All right. I will work on these and see you in the blink of an eye. It's turning into a long event for me, but for you it was just a few seconds. How about we make a couple of deviled eggs? See how it tastes. Most of the eggs got broken up. Those will be egg salad sandwich tomorrow. I'm going to try using this little guy. Saving this for egg salad tomorrow. It's hard to get a perfect half when the yolks sink to the bottom of the egg. I don't know if you can see, but the yolk's way at the bottom here. Trying to find one that's not too... Well, this one's nice. All right. I'm just going to do this many. Just to give it a try. It's in the fridge in a minute. Now we prepare our egg yolks. Put a little salt, a little pepper, a little bit of garlic scape powder, a little bit of onion powder, and now the homemade mayonnaise. Now, usually I would maybe put a little squeeze of mustard in, but I want to be able to taste the mayonnaise today. Now I don't have a piping bag to make beautiful little fillings here for my deviled eggs. Just do my best. Oh, this one's torn. I don't know if this will work. I have more yolks than I have eggs at this point because they all broke. A little sprinkling of paprika. And let's give it a taste. Bon appétit. Oh my goodness. Wow. I might have added just a little bit too much salt. Oh, but wait, that was a very thin, eggy part. Let me take a bite from the thicker end. That is so delicious. I'm going to share these with Darren. Just going to set them aside for now because we're going to move on. Excuse me. To the part that I enjoy the most. I consider this arts and crafts. I'll be right back. This is my arts and crafts. I get to put together beautiful cartons of multicolored eggs for friends, family, neighbors. And I love this. I love gifting people with things from our property. And the fun part is putting the color combinations together nicely. Always put the pointy end down when you're packaging eggs. Did you know that? I just learned that recently. And there you have it. Half a dozen multicolored, glorious little nuggets of protein that came from well-loved and spoiled chickens. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoy spending time with me as much as I enjoy spending time with you. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.